Welcome to NASA Legends, Tony and Trainer. Tony, can you tell us when you first started playing soccer?
I reckon it was in the early 70s. I reckon might have been 73, something like that. I started at a young age playing juniors, and then, officially or virtually in the 70s, maybe in early 70s, that's when I started sort of playing for Virtus, yeah.
And how many years did you play for?
Played up until 1989. So due to an knee injury, I sort of had to give it away. I was only pretty well 29 years old, so I was pretty young and disappointed as well, so that I couldn't go on. So, but other than that, still enjoyed that time. Winning a couple of premierships, that was a highlight of my career. Absolutely, yeah.
Who was your most memorable coaches?
Probably Roy Ainscough and George Hadges, only being because when Roy Ainscough come to the club, he changed a lot of our ways on how to train hard. And then with George Hadges, he had he was more focused on fitness as well. And I think that's the key. That was the key for me. Because obviously prior to that, it was a lot of us used to go through the motions and stuff like that. So I think it was more our fitness that sort of helped us along the way.
Tell us about some of the best players you've played with.
There's lots, but there's a couple that stick in my head. That's Brian Boyd. He'd be one of them, and probably Ian McGregor was the other one, the other standout. And there's many others that weren't far behind them. So, which was really pleasing.
And who was your toughest opponent?
Geez, they were all tough. They were all hard. Had a lot of good battles with lots of them. Probably Gavin Bailey from Croatia, and I think Sam Savemni, he was tough as well. There was lots of them pretty well, but those two were pretty tough as well. So yeah.
Tell us about some of the good players you come up against as well.
One that sticks in my head is probably Alan Scott and Frank McKeever. They were two standouts. I remember so clearly on what those two guys, they just can destroy you in minutes. So yeah, those two really stick in my head. Yeah.
Did you win any individual awards along the way?
Yeah, NASA best and fairest in '88. Again, that was due to a lot of hard work, a lot of training on my own, and when Roy Ainscough virtually come to the club and implemented the fitness program, George followed that, and I think it was due to the recruiting as well. The club actually recruited really well that year, and that was really important. The recruiting, the coaching, and the players around you. That was leading goal scorer with the club for several years, as well as the '88, probably NASA leading goal scorer as well. Which is pleasing, but as I said, at the end of the day, it was the premierships that you're after, so which was pleasing. Yeah.
Who were some of the hardmen of the era?
Oh, probably Pat Finnegan. He was ruthless, he was probably one guy that sticks in my head. That was ruthless when you used to play him, and all the other. There was a lot of players that were hard and tough, but he sort of sticks in my head. But as I said, they're all the standard was tough. It was physical, but as I said, it was just pleasing and just something that you just can't forget.
What's the one memory from your playing days you'll take with you?
The one memory during my time was playing a League Cup in Whyalla. It was a really tough game against Lions. I remember so clearly, and it was just so hard, and it was tough. It was physical. It was, yeah, and that winning that was something that stays in my head all the time.
Thank you for being a NASA legend, Tony Introna.